Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Herders. My name is Nick.
I'm Rich.
And today we are talking about what we've been up to.
Yeah.
So what are you up to?
I got a couple things.
Okay.
I got 2 movies, and I have a game.
Okay.
What do you want to hear first?
I want to hear about movies.
Okay. So one of them you have seen, and I don't know if you've seen the other one. But I'll start with the one you have seen.
I've seen them both. I don't know.
Oh. Well, I saw Finding Dory.
I think so. Yeah, go ahead. How was that?
I really like it.
Oh, me
It's
too.
good. You talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah.
I like it. I do have 1 or 2 issues with the ending.
Do you want to talk some spoilers at the end?
Yeah, we can do that. So we did that last week for Conjuring 2, so we'll do the same thing with Finding Dory. But brief synopsis of my thoughts on it. I liked it. I think it's the best unnecessary sequel Pixar has done.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in a whole discussion with some people when I posted something about that. And, well, they're really, yes, all the Pixar sequels have not necessarily been needed, but the Toy Story sequels, I think, are done so well that you leave them like feeling like they need to be there.
There's a
they
true
deserve
line.
to be there.
I think if anything, when you see what Toy Story 3 did,
Mm-hmm.
with Andy going to college and what that means for the toys, for your owner to grow up,
Yeah.
and to not need you anymore, and then what do you become? It kind of does render 2 a little unnecessary, because 2, the development, while there is a great story,
Mm-hmm.
you could go from 1 and then say this is 16 years later, and then those are the necessary
Sure.
bookends in a way. But for what you're saying, I agree. I think that Toy Story 4, from everything we've heard of what that's going to be, that sounds unnecessary. So
Mhm.
hopefully that surpasses Finding Dory.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's Cars 2
Yes.
down here at the bottom.
Right. That's the worst movie they've done by a landslide.
Yeah. And then you've got Monsters University, and then Finding Dory, and then the Toy Story movies
Yeah.
are way up here. Like, they're in their own league. Like, it's the best not Toy Story sequel they have.
Absolutely. And I do have some issues with it, and we'll talk about those.
Yeah,
at
we'll
the
talk
end.
about this at the end. The other movie I saw was Neon Demon.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were going to talk about.
Oh.
I thought you were going to talk about Stripes. Did you watch Stripes?
I did watch Stripes.
Yeah.
I liked Stripes.
Good.
The first time, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think the first 2/3 of that movie are so great that I'll watch that movie always.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like once they go to war, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's
kinda
still funny,
feels
but
like
it's
like an unnecessary sequel. In a way.
it feels kind of tacked on a little bit.
And a little long.
But I liked it. I really enjoyed it. But no, so I saw The Neon Demon, Nicholas Winding Refn's new movie. He also did Drive, Only God Forgives, Bronson, and
Pusher Trilogy.
Yeah. It's something. Do you want to see this? Are you planning on seeing it?
I don't know if I'll find the time to see it in theaters, but I'll see it eventually.
Okay. It was one of those that I left kind of not being sure what to think of it. And I definitely think it's sort of one of those, ultimately you'll really like it or you'll really hate it movies. And as I've kind of thought about it, I've really fallen on the love it side. I feel like it falls somewhere. Did you see Only God Forgives?
Yes.
Okay. I think it falls somewhere sort of between Drive and Only God Forgives. And this is based on only seeing God Forgives like twice a long time. Like, it's since when it came out. So I'm not totally up on how that movie plays out. But I remember that one being a lot more sort of visual and abstract, not a lot of story in it. Does that sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas, Drive is much more kind of mainstream. And this sort of falls, I think, somewhere in between it, where you have a lot of these really just beautiful shots and this great cinematography, and music is used so well, and all these different like visual aspects, but it has more of a coherent story than Only God Forgives.
Right.
But how this movie got a wide release, I have no idea, because it is fucking weird.
It is very surprising. It feels like it got a wider release than Only God Forgives.
Oh, yeah.
And that was coming off of Drive with Gosling and all of that. it is very surprising that this did. I haven't seen the trailer for this.
Don't.
I know nothing about it except for that he made it. And what is it? Elle Fanning?
Yeah, it's Elle Fanning, and then Cliff. I can't remember the guy's name. Same guy who did the score for Drive.
Oh, okay, yeah. Clint.
Clint. Something with an M.
Mansell.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Look that up, just so I'm getting his name right. But yeah, if you don't know anything about this, and you're even at least a little bit curious, don't look anything about it or look up anything about it because it's. I knew very little. I knew Elle Fanning and just like one or two very general plot ideas. Clint. Sorry. No, whatever. Okay.
I got you.
You got it. And I think that's the best way to do it.
Clint Mansell.
Okay.
Nailed it. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, it is probably out somewhere near you. It's out in a bunch of theaters by us. So if you're in the Orlando area, it's showing all over the place.
Yep.
You can check it out probably for a very small amount of time.
There was 3 people in my theater, including me.
Yeah.
And then like all the theater reports I was seeing online is people were just like, yeah, there was like 8 of us. There was a couple of us.
Yeah.
So I don't foresee this being around much longer.
So you said you played a game as well?
Yeah, I started playing the new hit for the Wii U, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE.
Yep.
It's fun. I'm only about an hour in, so I'm not super into the story or anything quite yet. But it feels very Persona, which, I mean, this is the game that was Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. So it does the battle systems and the ideas of it feel very Persona-like, and it's kind of scratching that Persona itch until we get 5 out in February. It's cool. It's fun. It's really ridiculous. It's very kind of pop idol, Japan heavy. One thing, though, playing this made me realize is I'm not going to miss the Wii U.
I'm happy you got there.
It's that game. Like I picked up the gamepad to play it again. I was like, this, and it uses the gamepad in an interesting way. It uses it decently. It's not like an off-screen, second screen thing. It's more of like, oh, you get text messages or conversations or certain things. That's all down on your gamepad. So when the character looks down at his phone, instead of it coming up on the screen, you are doing it on the gamepad. Which, okay, it's
a use.
Yeah, it's a use. It works fine, but just playing it and sitting there, I'm like, just give me a normal controller. Right? I almost thought about getting a Pro Controller just to try to... Which I don't know if it's Pro Controller compatible or not, but...
All right.
Yeah.
It's not my game.
No, I
It's
figured.
not my thing that I would play.
That's why I wasn't going to...
And do you think that anyone who wouldn't already be into that would have any...
Probably not. I mean, if you like Persona or any of those types of games, yeah, go for it. But if you aren't a big JRPG fan or Persona fan or any of that, it's probably not going to be for you. But it might be. I mean, it might be if you're interested in Persona 5 and kind of looking to get a feel for the systems and
or maybe if
the gameplay or something.
You only own a Wii U and you haven't had a new game in 3 months.
Yeah.
And before that, you hadn't had a game in 5 months or whatever.
Yeah, and you're looking for something to play, go for it.
Yeah.
However, cool. I did read Super Mario RPG will be on the Wii U Virtual Console. As of this being released, it should already be up.
There you go. Let's check that out. So...
What have you been up to?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because I have one thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I'll keep thinking. But I also... have played a game, and I've only played it for an hour. And as of recording, it came out this very day. Do you know what it is?
On a Wednesday?
On a Wednesday. On a Wednesday.
I have no idea.
I have put maybe slightly over an hour into the new Xbox One game, Inside.
Oh.
From the creators of Limbo.
Oh.
Playdead Games.
Did you play Limbo?
Yes.
Okay, I have not.
Yes, I liked Limbo.
Okay.
I remember last year at E3, at the Xbox conference, at the Microsoft conference, they showed a little bit of this game, and I remember thinking, damn, that looks visually very, very interesting. And then I kind of forgot about the game. Really, I forgot about the game until just this week, honestly, and the review came out for it, some of the reviews, and they were massively positive.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, all right, pre-order. And, I mean, an hour in, it is really, really compelling game.
Cool.
Visually stunning. We knew that from the early looks. I mean, it's just the way that it is, like, nonstop movement, and the way that they just put things in the forefront, and in the, like, it's just, I don't want to give too much away about the play mechanics, but basically you're this kid, it's a side scroller, and it starts off and you're just kind of like running through the woods, and there are people in masks that you have to evade and find different ways to sneak past, and find different ways over, like, out of things, and there's like dogs chasing you. It was very much like E.T., the beginning of E.T., when the government is after E.T., you know. And then, like, there's some other mechanics played into it, like it seems like this entire city, the people are under mind control, and then there's like some components where you can somehow change the mind control to where you're controlling them to help you get through the next area, and it is just really, really inventive so far, and I can only imagine, I mean, I would imagine it's not the longest game.
Sure.
Neither was Limbo, but, you know, I'm expecting anywhere between 3 and 5 hours.
Now,
it might be longer.
This is an Xbox exclusive,
correct? It is an Xbox exclusive, yes. In whatever that means now. I think you can play it on PC.
Sure.
Which is somehow
Microsoft exclusive.
Microsoft exclusive. But yeah, it's awesome so far. I'm excited to play more. As for what else I've been up to, did I see any movies? I don't think I've seen a movie since Finding Dory. So no.
You want to talk about that then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's move into that.
Cool.
All right, so we said that we were going to do the Finding Dory spoilers part of this, but we're actually going to split that into this week's discussion. So you can come back for our Finding Dory thoughts tomorrow, where the discussion probably, I'm guessing, will also become a longer discussion about the future of Pixar, and if we're happy with the direction they're going.
Yeah, so you can check that out tomorrow. Sorry if you guys wanted your Finding Dory spoiler review discussion now, but you can see that tomorrow. Until then, though, you can tweet at both of us. You can tweet at me at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. We're on Instagram over_A_beer. And of course, YouTube at youtube.com/overabeer, where every Tuesday we do beer reviews.
We do.
So we talked, at the beginning of this week about this Tampa-style lager.
Yep.
And so our beer reviews go a little more in depth than what we said kind of this at the top of the show. And then every Friday at soundcloud.com/overbeer and on iTunes now. Yay, we're on iTunes. You can get our Over a Beer podcast, which is a little more off the topic, off the rails conversation between Nick and I about random bullshit. Sometimes Dana's on there. Sometimes other people might be on there in the future. You'll have to wait and see. We got some things in the works. Maybe Captain America himself.
I thought he does. See, maybe. See, he could say stuff like that.
There you go, yeah. Sometimes the guests are action figures that we have sitting around. But that'll wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And butter me up.